I thought I'd come and do some energy work with the bowls before I do some other work that I'm doing for some people before I go to work, you could say. So yes, madness, but really good results last night with people commenting, because I went on 3 different platforms to do it. So I know some of you were probably in the 3 different platforms, which was great because you would have got like a triple whammy of all that yesterday. Just putting some of my lavender lunar oil on, which I'm going to have to make some more of because I've got a new one out, but this is my favourite because it's just lovely. And you can use it for all sorts of things. I'm going to use it, it's just very calming, and I'm going to use it on my hands when I'm playing the bowls. Finn had this on to school yesterday. Yeah, definitely need to make that potion up, you could say. So I was going to see if there's anyone in at this time. If not, I'm going to go and play the bowls anyway. But I may be coming on later because I'm not working too many hours today. So I may come on and talk a little bit about yesterday's singing bowl chakra intention, a little bit more on it, and I'm going to be reading something out on the next one because it's just beautifully put, before I bring the next one this evening. You'll know what I'm talking about later. But it's a beautiful sunny day today. I don't know if I can show you my I can, but I'll have to pull it off the board. But I made what was it? A gift for a friend's birthday weekend, and I've got to do my mum one as well because it's her birthday next week, and my sister. We're in Taurus season. My mum and sister are both Taurians. No wonder my mum wants to butt heads with me with certain things, but I was making a window catcher, and I'm doing some more for anyone who wishes to receive one. But well, not wishes to receive one, purchase one. But I'm just doing, somebody, it was really funny when I went out at weekend, I met some people that I used to look after somebody's child, and they were like, oh no, I've not seen you for years. And then they were talking about another person, and it was really weird because that person got in contact with me through Facebook to say, I really would like one of your window catchers. This is only half of it done. They're very, very, very long. Very long. I've got a lot more to do in it. They take quite a long time to make. All glass beads and gemstone beads. So I'm thinking of making my mum one for her birthday because I think she'd love it in a window. It's probably not showing up the colour on here. So I've got to get around to doing that. And then somebody else asked. So that's really cool. And it takes a couple of hours, but it's quite meditative, and I do have the patience and things like that because, you know, as a lot of you know, I do craft a lot of bits and bobs, jewellery and all sorts of different things because that's just the way I am. So yeah, so I'm going to have a cup of tea, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the bowls that I've set up for me this morning, setting my intentions and just bringing some good ass energy in for the working day today for me and you guys as well. It's probably might be early for somebody, it's not that early, but yeah. Or some of you might be at work now, not later, or you know, you might go to work at different times and might see it later, which is good too. So, oh, and I found my box of incense, which I've got loads. I think we just collected them, then my fella had a lot, so it's like, I might set one off in a minute if my actual lighter works, wherever it is. I've got one of them candle lighter things. If I can find it. And I know it's run out, and just every now and again it gives a flame, so let me see if I can find that in a minute. Yeah. So I was going to move you over to the, I've got my t-shirt on today saying be around good, well, not, it doesn't say be around good people. I keep wanting to move back, but I need to leave the camera because I'm going to sit back. It says, surround yourself with people who bring you good vibes. Obvious. But we did letting go of fear yesterday, because that's one of the biggest things. There's lots of things to do with the root chakra, and the root chakra is a good chakra. They all are. It's just when they're out of balance, that's where we have problems, when we're letting things in. But what I do see at the minute is a lot of people in fear, like I've said before, fear and lack. So yeah, so I'm just going to see, I'm picking there, let me see. Oh, this one's healing, so I'll keep this one. I just picked this batch up, and it says healing, so it's aloe vera, so I might maybe that was a sign. I'm going to see, I'm going to look anyway, because me and my fella's always loved incense. They've got like absolute loads. Obviously we use them, but we've actually got loads, and I think I got a set for Christmas as well, you know, where I think it was these ones where you get like a set of 6 or 10 or something, I don't know, but it's just funny because the healing one was out, so maybe I'll use that one. This is really nice as well. What's this one? Angel healing. Maybe I'll do the angel healing because it smells really fresh, that one. I've got loads. I've got different brands as well. Let's have a look just while I'm having a chat, warming up to do some singing bowls. We've got Dragonfire. You might need that if you want to move something, but it is nice. Dragonfire. I think these are my fellas actually. Black Love, which is nice. We've got Anti-Stress. Some are more earthy than others, obviously, when you get certain makes, like, and I probably won't be able to pronounce the names. The more Indian style sort of stuff, don't know what that is. Healing. Sensuality. Come and say hi if you're there, because I can see people. Rainforest, that's really earthy. It's nice, but really, really, really earthy smell. Could have lit that for the root yesterday, actually. I was laughing at the fellow. I went, oh yeah, root chakra, you know, earthly. His sign is earthly. He's a Capricorn. I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. Total sense. Because we had a discussion last night about sound healing, something he didn't get, but he sort of came round after and sort of said sorry for what he said, because we're so different. He's Capricorn, I'm Pisces. He's more in the sort of, he's really good at organisation, work, like manager type roles. Not that he is, but he could be, because he's good at sorting stuff like that. I'm not. I'm Pisces. I'm off with fairies. I'm more in the spiritual stuff, because that's what Pisces are known for. Imaginative, creative. We don't think things of like, because he's like, you need to learn how to play a tune. When I got my little drums down there, he's like, you need to know how to play a tune. And I just ripped the book up to learn how to play a song. I was like, no, I don't. I just need to play a nice tone, a nice tune of my own intuitively. And he's like, see, it's very like controlled in that sense. And I'm like, no, I don't. Who says I have to do it that way? That we've been taught to do it certain ways and not go with your instincts or your intuitiveness, your own intuitiveness of what you like. I'm like, I do it the way that feels right to me. So yeah, it was quite funny, if you get what I'm saying. So I was laughing at that last night. Because that's the thing, that's the whole thing with people. Everyone thinks everyone has to do it the way someone else did it because it worked for them. He would say that with certain things. Well, this works for me. And I'm like, yeah, but that's you. I'm not. Even talking about star signs once, he was like, oh, I don't believe in all that, you know, your star sign in the paper. I went, I'm not talking about your star sign in the paper. I'm talking about astrology and all that stuff that actually, when you look into your chart and this, that and the other, it does match up to like aspects of you. And it doesn't mean that when I was showing his aspects and my aspects, I went, that is really like you and that is really like me. But it doesn't mean that that is set as in, you can't be more like that, or you're going to try and move from that because maybe that's an aspect you need to get into balance. Sometimes he doesn't understand that, and I was like, oh, I said, we're not talking about the little section they put in a magazine. That's, do you know what I mean? I think that puts people off sometimes. So I was just laughing. I said, you can normally tell somebody by the traits of the star sign. So if you get what I'm saying. So I just find it all fun, because it actually does make me laugh with all that. So I think I'm going to do, if I can light it, let's see if this works. I hate lighters. My fella's always like, why can't you light a lighter? You know, like a little lighter. I'm like, I don't like them. I'm not used to it. I'm not a smoker. He is. I'm like, oh. So I have my candle ones. But this has run out of gas. They have to be a certain shape as well. It is weird. But let me see. I haven't got a gas cooker, so I can't go and light it. Let there be lights. Let me see if I... I'm going to go and buy a new one today when I go and pick them up later. I've noticed lighters, talking about lighters, when you buy one, I know this is what they do with everything, do with packets of crisps, you know. You used to get crisps years ago, they used to be full, now it's all air, and you get about 5 crisps in the bottom. Lighters are the same. I bought lighters, you know, from a cheap shop, and they must have about that much gas in, you know. You use them about 10 times, because I use them for my candles and my incense and stuff, on my sage. And that's it. They don't work again. I know you can get a refill thing that I have got, but I can never seem to do. But I just think it's mad. So I don't think it's gonna light. Every now and again it just does it. No, that's a message for me to go and get a new one. So I'm not lighting it, but I'll smell it instead. Incense. So I can see 5 people, 6 people. Has anyone said hi? I don't think so. I'm waiting for someone to say hi before I start. And oh, I was meant to say yesterday, when I did the sound healing, it's really good listening, but it's really good listening with your earphones on. And you can listen to them whenever you like. And I'm just going to be doing a little one. Dave E, good morning. Thank you. Someone said hi. I can see people there. I know I'm not talking to myself, and it wouldn't matter if I was. We all do that anyway, because it's, you know, it's live, but it's like, it's recorded, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back, and I'm just going to do this for a few minutes before I go start my day. And like I said, all you've got to do is listen. It's better when you close your eyes. And you can listen to it back, but it's really good if you listen with your earphones on as well. So thank you, Dave, for coming in and saying hi. So I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to be able to see messages from over there anyway. So for those of you that are in, and like I said, I will be on later on today after I've been work and stuff. Not many hours today, but yeah. So let's go. I'll just drink a bit more of this so I don't knock it over. Because I thought I'll do this. I'll do a bit of stretching, a bit of yoga, and then I can start my day today. So I'm about to move over. And then feed the birds. Haha, Maria. Maria, was it? Maria, hi. Don't get chance to chat in live chat much. Oh, well, thanks for coming in. I won't be able to see you now because I'm going to sit back, but yeah, it's just nice when people say hi. So I'm going to sit. I know you can't see all the bowls, but you don't. Someone was saying you don't need to see the bowls, you just need to listen. I'm going to start off with my little drum, because I lost a stick and I actually found it, I think it was this morning with someone was going on about tuning forks. I said, yeah, I've got tuning forks, I've got 2. I've got one in 528 and I've got my little one somewhere, which is somewhere about, I have not got a clue. I've actually realised I have got quite a few instruments actually. I've got my bowls, my drum, my tom drum I should say, a mini one. I've got 2 forks, There's a drum up there that I haven't used on here yet. My C drum, my chimes. I think there's a few other bits somewhere. Just trying to think. So yeah, before we go into the bowls. So I'm just gonna have a little place, like I said, just sit back and relax. And because these cards seem to have fell off my shelf, we're going to have a reading of one of them. Like I said, I can't see. Chat. you enjoyed that. I'm gonna come back to camera a minute with my cats. I've had to order some mallets because my mallets are great, but the round, oh my god, the mallets with the round bits on, and when you go around, sometimes if you're not careful, you're not watching properly, the wood will hit the singing bowl, which will go scratchy, and I don't like that, so I've had to get the stick ones. Like I've got the suede ones, but they're more for, I would say, chiming the bowls like a bell, because they have a funny scratchy tone to them, so I don't like them either. So yeah, so this was on the floor when I came in. I think it fell off my shelf. So angels and ancestors. So I'm gonna pull some cards from there before I go. So yeah. That was great. Love singing bowls. Yeah, they're lovely. I've been after some for ages. And I just bit the bullet and thought, well, it's got to be part of my thing anyway. So it was going to be part of my thing, of what I'm doing in my life. So yeah. So let's see. You know, because it's talking about angels and ancestors. We have a lot of angels helping us. We have a lot of ancestors. Some of the ancestors can be angels. And also we're sort of detaching at the same time from ancestral, I would say, trauma, things that are passed on through the, you know, the line, you know, the family generation, you could say that. Some things we don't need to take with us. Some things are brilliant, some things are not needed. So, I mean, a lot of us have been doing that for a long time. And that's not saying there's no love for your ancestors. There is, but there's bits that I believe when you let go of that because it's not needed, it also frees them up in the other dimensions as well, because there's certain things, like I said, I'd use my mum. There's certain things her mum would have taught her, or a certain way of, like I said the other day, expectations. She's never got that with me, because I'm always like, I'm not going to do that because that doesn't feel right to me. That's not me anyway. You know, why do you worry about this, that and the other? Cutting them cords, because it's just programming, you could say, and it depends if it helps you or not. If it's not, then it's not needed. It's not all this, oh well, you know, it runs in the family, or you should be doing this because that's what the family have always done, like a tradition. It doesn't lie with me. It's like, yeah, if it's good and if it helps you, but if it's something that isn't really bringing any joy or anything, then why are you doing it? To me, it's a bit like ancestral blackmail. Well, we've been doing this since, you know, we'll make your own traditions up, change it, shake it up. So, but with love, like I said, it doesn't mean you're hating on your ancestors. It just means there's time for a change, and maybe the change starts with you, as most things do. You know, they've got to start with you. But then again, there might be traditions you're bringing back from back in the day because you like them, and maybe it'll do you some good. That's just like teachings, things from ancient times. Sound healing is from ancient times, stuff like that, but we can also shake it up as well. Too many people with labels, you know, set in the way, set in a fixed state, instead of letting things flow in sometimes. That's why I would say you do things intuitively. That's what I was trying to say to my fella last night. When I'm doing things, I'll just, like that, we'll just go with it, with whatever feels right, because that's what feels right. And the funny thing is as well, I was laughing, having a laugh last night to my fella. I said, oh, well, you know, must have done it in a past life or something, because something was said when I went for a Reiki healing, when I first went for my Reiki, before I did before I went and did it myself to be a practitioner. And then there was I can never get it right, the QHH session I had, where I saw a lot of things. It was more to do actually with in different dimensions, and I did see a time. Have to go. Have a good day. Thank you, Dave, for coming in. It was like ancient times, so I could go and listen to that again. If I said about being sat somewhere where there was this light thing and everyone was like swaying to it, it was like a massive gong. And then I was thinking myself, oh yeah, well yeah, of course it would have been sat listening to a sound, because you don't need to speak. A sound is what you feel. So maybe that was one of my times. Maybe I was there, wherever that place was. Ancestors may have wanted change too, but maybe felt they couldn't, exactly because even back in the day, you know, we had these things, but certain things came in to take it down. You know, hi Angela, to take certain things away, modalities and stuff, because they knew it was healing, they knew it was helping the people, they knew it was keeping people in the sovereignty. You know, coming through the times, there was book burning and all that sort of stuff. You know, people say, don't read books, don't do this. Well, we do get our information from within, but sometimes people find information and they put it out in books for people to find that, who, you know, you can look in it, resonate, use bits, don't use bits. Why do you think they did book burnings back in the day? Why do you think they did the witch burnings and stuff like that? All that stuff from back before. And they were doing that way back further than them, because they didn't want people putting, you know, truths out that healed. You know, you had the witches, the wise women and men that knew about herbs, they knew about astrology, they knew about nature. That's what all that is basically, by the way, till the churches came in. I'm not religious, but till the churches came in the sense of, I'm not talking about true Christianity before the churches. I'm talking about the ones who were set on, you know, putting people in fear, saying that they're in sin, this, that, and the other, and so forth, going against, you know, ooh, them over there are doing this from the earth, and that's really evil. Not really going into it, but all that. So it's always been there. And that's why you have to set yourself free from certain things and just go with what is good for you. It might be snippets of this and snippets of that, and you know, it frees you up. So yeah, and the ancestors may have had, they probably had problems then, do you know what I mean? So learning, and maybe they got distracted because that is what's happened in the past, and we have too. And you know, is that why Atlantis fell, and this, that, and the other? Distracted by certain things, forgetting about who we really are, forgetting about nature, you know, because, for example, the things they're putting out now with gaming, you know, gaming's a massive problem. It's good, it doesn't mean everything's bad, because it helps in certain ways. If technology's not bad, it can help heal and it can help humans, but all of it has to be in balance. These things they're putting out, what the reality thingy, what they call the things you put on, oh, you know, we're all connecting. I mean, it's brilliant because we're using phones and we're all connecting, but we know they're trying to take humans away from that. Is, you know, we're all connecting. Well, you're not, because you're not face to face. The best sort of communication is face to face and in real life, and because the energy's felt more. You can feel it through here, but it's brilliant. But they're doing all that to disconnect, where they were doing one like 5x5. Ooh, you can meet here in this virtual reality, virtual garden. And I just think, yeah, it's not actually real though, is it? So you're not actually connecting with the real energy of earth, the plants, the flowers, the trees, the animals, the insects, everything, you know, that you see in nature. It's not real. So it means that everyone will be in the house on virtual reality, like a lot of them films you put out, gaming films of stuff where, even Where's Wally, the cartoon Where's Wally, everyone's sat in big chairs, no one's walking because they're eating too much, they don't get any exercise, they're just shopping and buying things and looking at big advertisements. We know that's what they wanted. You know, Wally's looking for Wally's looking for the little plant of, you know, to start again. I don't know if I can't really remember the cartoon, but it's all put there to do that, to distract people and take people away. They think they're happy, but they're not really. Now, there is a series out called Raised by Wolves, and I think it's on Now TV or something like that. We were watching it a bit ago, and then we caught up with the second bit of it, and we were like, oh yeah, and it's got AI in it, and they're looking for the ark and all, and it's really good. I don't want to say too much, but there was one sentence the other night we were watching, and I was just like, obvious. And there's a woman who's called Mother in it, Mother and Father. I don't want to say too much. And this other ancient sort of AI being thing comes in and goes, basically she had these star things of like games, and she's like, we give these to the children, the games, and the other good AI guys, like who they're like shepherding the children of Earth, shepherding, you know, like, where did we come from? Anyway, I'm not going into that of what I saw, but he said, well, why would you want to do that? And she said, because it keeps them happy. Basically, was short saying it keeps them distracted in a false happiness. And he was like, but that's not right. Surely you must want to know about knowledge. It's a bit like the Bible, isn't it? You know, the tree of knowledge, the tree of life. You got the serpent night, which you told the truth. Do you want to know the truth? It's a bit like when you wake up, red pill, blue pill. It's all the same to me. And he said, well, wouldn't you want to know knowledge? That would further your development. Something on the lines of that. And she was like, no, they just need to basically think that they're happy, because we know in this reality, they've gave us things from out there to keep us thinking we're happy. You know, this is why when people work through the week, they will go out, a lot of people, you know, we've all done it, and get drunk and stuff. And they go, oh, we're living for the weekend because then we can go out and have fun. What about the days of the week? All that's a distraction anyway, because your problems or whatever you think that you normally don't deal with are still there after that weekend, and you're only living for the weekend. If anyone gets what I'm saying, makes total sense to me. Every day should be, you know, a beautiful day in your realm, in your reality, not just living for the weekend and trying to get through your working day. This is why you have to bring things into your life that make it a lot easier, if that makes sense. So I'm on a ramble now, don't know why. But yeah, so I'm going to pull a card. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, and you see that going on because basically they tell us in films what's going on. And I think when they went to give these games to the children, they're like, yeah, well, I'm getting sick of playing this game. Yeah, maybe I could play that game. And I thought it's all to keep them in a false sense of happiness, which that isn't really happiness. We know that. Happiness isn't bought. Oh, right, we've got one out. And let's go for 3. 2. Oh, that's brilliant. And because we're going to keep hearing this message over and over and over and over, because it is just what's been happening for the past few years. Come on, cards. Oh, and a little, is that a feather falling from the sky? Oh, okay, 3 more have just fell out, so let's see what order they're in. So we got the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect now. I talk about this all the time. I do this a lot. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you've said something wrong, something went wrong, or you had a bit of an argument with someone, or this, that, and the other. When you take time to reflect, I've always said this, it progresses you forward. It's the people who don't reflect I see as people can do things and say things, you know, out there in the world. You may know people, friends, family. And sometimes they'll do things or say things. We all do, but they never reflect on it. I had an ex like that, never reflected on it. They probably didn't want to put it in their mind because they didn't want to think about how shitty of a person they were, a lot sometimes. But like I said, we can all do it, but they never seem to reflect. It's when you reflect is when you look at it, you're seeing where it truly came from, you know, because it's not always the thing you think it is or the person you think it is. It's normally you not dealing with something. So reflect. Then we've got snake. A lot of people see the snake as bad, you know, it's a snake, it's this, that, and the other, because the symbols are used everywhere, and it just depends on, you know, they stole our symbols, let's put it that way. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. The snake, shedding of old skin. Pyramid down, earthly, shedding of old skin. Well, that's what we're doing at the minute in the world right now. We're shedding our old skin, we're ready for change, we're ready for newer energies, cleaner energies, we're cleansing. You know, for the like I said, the new energies and bigger energies that are about to hit in summer. Why wouldn't you want to shed that? It's not you not being you, it's just you being a newer you and a more brighter you and a more lighter you. So we're shedding, the whole world's shedding at the minute with certain stuff, shedding ideas, perspectives, ways of being, and there's going to be a massive shed in authority, government, and all sorts of things like that. That's already happening. That's why the world's gone batshit crazy. Then we've got Mother Earth. Feel loved and comforted. When you go out in nature, you will feel the embrace of nature, and if you tune in, you will feel that love from Mother Earth, and the healing properties, the calmness. Like I said, you'll go out, listen to birdsong, that's very relaxing. She's got the butterflies around her as well, and the moon, because it's all transformation that's happening in these times. The seer, there's a lot of us who can see past the bullshit. Purple she's wearing, highly spiritual, see beyond the current situation. There's lots of current situations out there in the world, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and it's not what all seems. Also see beyond the current situation of your situation. Because like I've said before, it's what you focus on. We did the root chakra yesterday. There's a lot of people in fear. There's a lot of people who feel attacked. They get angry, aggressive, because they're not in balance in the root chakra. That's what it's all about. That's why I did that yesterday. And then we've got the Lord. The Lord. The Lord. The Lord, it says, take charge with authority. You take charge of your own life with authority. You put boundaries up. You can say no. And you say it with authority, not weakness. And there's a lot of authority that will be taken charge of out there in the world, where things are changing with authority. If you know who you are and what you want, you know what you also don't want in, and the people you don't want in, and the things you don't want in. So you're taking it back. You're taking charge of your own life, and you're taking responsibility. Because, as I've said before, and I've spoken about this before, there's a lot of people who don't take responsibility for their own life. They'll blame everybody and everything around them, because their energies are out of sync. So that is what they'll think. So like I said, you may get that within friends and family, people around you that you're noticing seem to be very angry about stuff. And that's why I put the quote up the other day: when you're shining your light, you'll get a lot of people that want to try and take you down. It's only because, I've said before, not focusing on self, what they're into, finding things that help them. Everybody's different, so everybody will find something different. It's like me doing these bowls. Some people may like it, some people may not. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. That just means maybe you need something else, because there's lots of healing modalities out there anyway. The one I use is Reiki, and now I've got my bowls in because sound, frequency and vibration, you know, healing, everything is energy. So obviously it's going to go into your bodies of energy, and we have many. We don't just have your physical body. Your aura is different bodies as well. Your energy fields around you, I should say. But anyway, I'm going to go because I've got some work to do before work. Some stuff I've got to get out there for people. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the little chat this morning. I should be on later on tonight to do the second singing bowl, because I said I'm going to be doing one every night before I've got some other things starting. So thank you, Maria. Like I've said, I'm just going to say this before I go. It probably ends up in a big ramble again. What time is it? I've got to keep my eye on the time. Right, okay, I've got to feed birds in a minute as well. So I've always known I needed to go into something with people, because it's not saying I can't get triggered and stuff. I've said this the other week, we all do. But I've always been good with people, and I've always loved chatting to people face to face. I'm talking about face to face contacts in real life, you know, in real life, physically. And yeah, I guess I've always wondered what I should have been doing, and now I know, and it's what I'm doing now. It's always been there, but it's got stronger and stronger. And like I said, the comments, even on here, but the actual feedback I get in real life in my area for the people I know, through little things that people have been saying to me, and looking back at things when I was younger, friends that may have said something. Someone said something on Facebook the other day about a friend that I used to work with years ago, and she said something on the lines of, I put something out and she said, oh, it doesn't sound crazy, not from you, because you've always been crazy, but in a good way. When I used to work with her, because I used to talk about probably things people weren't into then, like, I don't know, knowing there's an energy there, spirit, or whatever. I don't know what I was talking about at the time, years ago, when I was about in my early 20s. Yeah, it was when I had Tyler, so it would have been in my early 20s. I had Tyler when I was 22, that number. Oh, yeah. So, and she said something on the lines of, and I only met up with her, I think it was last year. I've not seen her for years, and it's beautiful because she had a little baby. She thought she couldn't have one for ages, and she said something on the lines of, you've always been crazy, but you've always had a massive heart, good person. That's always been my intentions. Doesn't matter what I say sometimes or what might be said, my true intentions have always been of that, to help. So I have the space in my house, I have the things in my house, I have the things that I need. I invested in myself in certain things to do things. in certain ways you don't need to, but in certain ways you do in this world because people like to see certain things. So, you know, and I've been practicing, because that's what you are when you're a practitioner and stuff like that. So as we talk about fear, it's not to fear. I'm doing something else that I should be doing with somebody next weekend, and it's just about getting that in more. The more confidence you build up, the more, you know, it's easier. But I don't normally worry about that or looking silly. Like, I went on 3 platforms yesterday, and Facebook was the funniest one because it's not where I really go. I just end up chucking truth things out on there some people don't like. But I was saying, just because we have a different opinion doesn't mean you can't come for healing, because that's just opinions of things that are going on. That's not hating on someone for a different opinion, blah, blah, blah. But it was funny going over there because I have school friends and people from all over, actually, even in certain spiritual and truthing communities on there all over the world. So it's a bit like, it was really weird sitting there because I'm like, don't normally do this. There might be some people that don't know that I was going to even do the bowls, but I just wanted them to listen, and I got good feedback there. So really, when you're getting good feedback, you know that you're on the right path and in the right direction. But also, you'll always get negative feedback because there's always people that don't like to see people's light. And as I've said before, instead of listening, they'll always just either put a silly comment in, if anyone's commenting, or, you know, whatever, just because, oh, that's just how some people are sometimes. And you'll find that throughout your life anyway. But that's not for you to, you know, worry about. So like I said, I'm going to go, and I will see you this evening. It could be this afternoon, late this afternoon, this evening, but I will see you again today anyway. I'll probably give you a heads up, even though I don't even know why I do that half the time, because we know a lot of people don't get notifications. You know, me putting a time out, because we know how YouTube works. But yeah, so thanks for coming in, for the people who are in now, and the people who are in after, and the people who are watching later. Because like I said, there'll be people about, but they won't get a notification, even if they're subscribed. So yeah, you normally get a notification if you subscribe, but we know that doesn't always work. So, oh, I've got myself back on Twitter as well. What was I saying I put up the other day? If you know, you know. And someone was like, oh, well, ignorance is bliss. I went, no, if you don't know, you don't know. That's it's you know what code. Can't really say it. I can't remember what it was now. When a bird sings. Do you get it? Twitter, when a bird sings. Anyway, not going into that. I just find it hilarious. I need more popcorn. Honest to God, I need more popcorn. And I will see you very soon. Bye. If I can get off. I used to do this years ago.